Wow, okay. I'm back in my room, probably wondering why. I dropped out of No, but seriously, let's get to the review. So, let's get to the chapter. Boku no Hero Academia, chapter 182. So I really wanted to do this. I tried to stay up last night for the chapter, but the minute I go to bed at like 5:30 after like everything, just the chapter drops. Great. Either way, chapter was interesting. I felt like it was kind of more of like last week's chapter and this week's chapter put together, because last week's chapter, or whatever the last chapter was, it was like, oh, okay, we have this whole thing going on with the culture festival and all that, so that's great. And then we have Eri's smile, and then that explains how Eri got to her smile and stuff. So I was like, all right, that's cool, that's great. I enjoyed it. It was like a bit of a sort of flashback-ish chapter. I feel like it's more of like a 181.5, or not actually. It goes in 181. It goes with 181 because it takes place in 181 is how I see it. So I felt a little weird about that, but it's fine. That was fine. I mean, that's just how I felt, because it's like, oh yeah, explaining what happened at the end of this whole fight Deku had with Gentle and La Brava, and then how Deku got there, how everything kind of worked out in essence, and sort of that stuff. So that was cool. Also, I felt the little plot point about having like the third years and like the like senior students there, kind of watching them trying to be critical, like just as a little extra plot point. It was resolved in the end of the chapter, so I was like, okay, cool. It's resolved in one chapter. Like, I was kind of interested, like, oh, do we get to know more about these 30 years? Because they were kind of, like, pointed out, highlighted. They did have a bit of that generic kind of background character design a little bit, which I didn't mind, and I thought maybe we'll get to know more in the chapter. We didn't really get to know more in the chapter, so I was like, oh, okay, I guess they're done. All right, that's fine. So they were done. And that was it. Great, cool. We're done with these characters. I didn't mind. I guess, like, we may not get to know more about the third years. I mean, we already did a little bit with the big three, but, like, I'd like to get more information on that. Like, who are the rest of them? What do the rest of them do? Who do they like? What do they do? All those different things. So I want to know more on that, but we didn't get that, so that's cool. Chapter mainly focused on Jiro a little bit as well, and I kind of like that. It was like her backstory a little bit. I like how Horikoshi's slowly like giving everyone a little bit of their own backstory in Class 1A, and I think that's taking up a lot of time in the story. And I mean, there's 20 students, so you're gonna have 20 backstories. I mean, we've gone through a good bit of them, but still, that's a lot. 20 students, 20 characters to just jumble through. That's a lot of characters, don't get me wrong. So, you know, it was nice seeing Jiro's, because now we're moving forward and getting to see all these backstories towards these characters, and like, she loves music and being a hero, and those two things go together. They can put a smile on people's faces, so that's really cool as well. So I'm glad that happened. Yeah, and then more stuff with Eri, I guess, like within the span of like a month or so, I believe. She's now smiling in Overhaul, so I guess that's cool. I mean, she is now happy. She's in a better place. She's got Aizawa, you know, she's got Togata, she's got Deku. She's got all these people in her life now that make her happy and want her to be happy, and the fact that she can put her smile on her face is really cool, and she wants to smile is even better. I love that. Okay, real quick, wow, looks like the art wasn't completed, so it felt like maybe I must have been rushed a little bit, or something, because they must have run out of time, because, wow, some of those shots, ooh, that was not the best I have seen. Well, yeah, they just didn't look, they just didn't look complete. They look incomplete. They were just sketches, not actual final designs, and I guess you just had to push out the chapter, be like, hey, here's the chapter, sorry, we're on time, but, you know, this is what we got. And Shonen Jump's like, just do it. Probably because they know Boku no Hero is making money, and people aren't going to care that it's like that. But still, for me, it was, like, a little off. I was like, oof. I mean, it was still, like, a good chapter, but, like, the problem was with some of those sketches, I couldn't really tell what was going on, and I had trouble seeing what was happening throughout the chapter. Like, I could understand, I could get the gist of it, but, like, I'd like to see it in detail, because if I'm reading something, or, you know, something like Boku no Hero manga, the point is I want to see the visuals and the pictures, and not being able to kind of understand these visuals because they're kind of not fully developed and fully sketched out yet. That was kind of hard for me, something that really bothered me throughout the rest of the chapter. Either way, it was pretty good. I think we're going to be in this culture festival for a little bit. I'd like to see more of what everybody else is doing, maybe what Class B is up to. I'd like to hear about that play, because it just sounds like a parody on a bunch of different things. So I'm really excited about that, see if they do anything more with that. I think they should continue it a little bit more, the culture festival, because I know it's supposed to go on, from what I've heard, for a little bit longer, and I don't mind. I think it's nice that we're kind of getting this cool down, because we just had the whole thing with Overhaul, and having this little break from all that intensity is nice. nice. And I mean, you know, it was, and we got the fight last week as well, so that was fine too. I didn't mind that. And just having these couple cooldown chapters, I think is really good to take like a little breather. And like all the action, and then we take a breather, calm down a little bit. So I think that's great. Oh yeah, the spectacles were kind of cool. The big wide shot they had of everything, like Todoroki's ice and Sero's tape. That was cool. I like that. It was a little unfinished on some ports, like we talked about earlier with the unfinished art, but that's fine. I guess it's just deadlines. And what I think is going to happen is one of Horikoshi's assistants will probably go back and finish that, and by the time the volume comes out, or in the next couple months or so, they'll have that ready, and it'll probably be better art by that time. But since this is just in the weekly Shonen Jump and stuff, and they have to meet the deadlines to get the chapter out on time for the magazine, then they gotta do this. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, like I said, it is what it is, and I don't mind. Anyways, guys, make sure to like, comment, and click that subscribe button. Greatly be appreciated. Love the stuff with Eri. Thought it was great. She can now smile. She's over Overhaul. You know, she's a free. She can be her own person. And from that, I'm hoping we can see more from that. We also got to see Togata smile, so that means he really is kind of over everything that happened, and he understands what position he's in, and I'm really happy about that. So that's a good thing. I'm really happy about Togata. I'm happy about Deku. Deku's all good now too. He looks like cleaned up. I think Eri might have done something to clean him up a little bit, reverse all the injuries or something, which is pretty dope. Yeah, I enjoyed the chapter. Thought it was great. Looking forward to what the rest of the Culture Festival is. Hopefully better art. Anyways, guys, make sure to like, comment, and click that subscribe button. It would greatly be appreciated. Cool seeing Jiro. Bakugo a little bit. He got really into the drums a little bit, so that was a bit intense. You see the flames, so I don't know if that was him just being extra. But great chapter, just unfinished, and I think he must have been stressed or tired or something going on. So, yeah. Make sure to like, comment, and click that subscribe button. It would greatly be appreciated. And peace out, guys.